While attending the session, it was while attending the session, it was great. I learned so many.
Yeah, you're audible. Am I audible?
Audible like
Can anyone confirm? Am I audible, visible? Everything's good?
I said, you are audible.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah.
During that event, I learned about so many new startups and made too many people and have connections with them. And during the after party, also I went there. Uh, I experienced. So I love to talk to the people who make new projects and how they have started their life about how to do the event from scratch, all those stuff.
Wonderful. It was a great, like for the first time, YC entered in India from San Francisco, and so many people, out of 25,000 applications, they selected 2,000 people. What I've read on Twitter, and it was a mix of reviews. Like some people are saying that it was quite hot. There was not proper arrangement of water, and some people are spraying pesticides when people are networking, and some people like they doesn't even have a lunch buffet and something, but some of
Yeah,
the people are saying it was a very good and would love to know
for
from your perspective.
for connections it was good, but the arrangements were too bad. For having dinner also you have to pay, and it was the price was too high.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and if you want to take VIP, then you have to pay $100. So it was expensive, but it was good if you want to make connections. If you uh, one day in future you can also do some startups like that. Then it was great.
Okay, wonderful, good to know. And we have Jenny and Hasti and Hema with us. Hello Jenny, hi Hasti, hey Hema, thank you so much for joining. And we'll be starting at 6, around 6, and waiting for our speakers to join. That was the official time. And I would love to know from where you are joining. Either you can switch on the mic or can tell us in the chat section. That would be really great. At least please speak or write. Otherwise, I feel like I'm talking to bots. It's okay. Oh, thank God. Palak is joining from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Nice Palak. Lucknow is a nice place. Okay, hello Janvi. Hi Nisa. Thank you so much for joining. We'll be starting soon. In the meantime, I would love to know from where you are joining, in which year you are, or your experiences vibe coding, or anything that you want to share, what you are learning these days, or what you're doing. Summers is also coming, so any plans for summer vacations? Gujarat second year, wonderful. Gujarat. Okay, Gujarati. How to say like hello in Gujarati? I would learn. I would learn. I would love to learn some Gujarati here. Gujarati is a sweet language. I've been to Gujarat like 2.5 years back, and the people over there are sweet, just like their food. Like I've ate dhokla and a couple of dishes, and it was really amazing. Wonderful. Okay. So when some of the people will join, then I'll be sharing the link so that you can redeem your cloud credits of $5. Okay, you can do so, and then afterwards, the speaker of the workshop, which is a Google developer expert in web technologies, machine learning, Firebase, and ML, will. Oh, hi Prerna. Thank you so much for joining. At least someone switched on the camera. Before before this point of time, I'm feeling like I'm talking to a lot of bots. Thank you so much. Okay, Hema is joining from Tamil Nadu first year. Hi Hema, Nisa is from Ladakh second year. Okay, how's the temperature at Ladakh? Nisa, it's like must be very cold, right? 11 degrees. Wow. Okay, and like in the central and southern India, it would be boiling because it's too much due to global warming. The temperature is rising. Uh, we do have a lot of problems to solve. Okay. Our official timing of the workshop starting at 6 p.m. So, yeah, if you want to switch on your camera, then please do so that the workshop would be quite interactive. And then we can start the workshop. Hello. Hi, Vrijraj. Nice to have you joining with us. Finally.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
How are you doing?
good, good. You?
Amazing. So we'll be starting at like 6, 1 or 2 something, because that's the time of the workshop. And these those who have joined are literally super curious humans that we have with us. And they are from different places. If I talk about Palak, Palak is joining from Lucknow. Jen is from Gujarat second year. Hema is from Tamil Nadu first year. Nisa is joining from Ladakh. And there is 11 degrees in Ladakh. So optimal temperature, to be honest, because here I'm boiling down. The temperature is rising day by day, and yeah, we do have some people from Bangalore. Anish just joined the YC startup summer school at Bangalore yesterday, and I was just talking to him how was his experience and like that. So yeah, now you are here. Would love to hear more about you, your experiences before we officially kick off the workshop. And it would be great if you can switch on your camera, Vrijraj, to make the workshop quite interactive. Wonderful. Okay, let me confirm if you're audible. I guess. Okay, you're mute, Vrijraj.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you're
audible.
perfectly audible. Technical, which is like everything check, mic check, sound check, video check, everything's fine. Because during virtual workshop, we have to like take care of a lot of things, technical glitches and all. So, yeah, just give me a second, Vrijraj, uh, so that I can just drop a message in the WhatsApp group that we have made. And yeah, to give you a context, we got 270 registrations in total. And let me tell you the briefing as well, which will help you to uh, take the workshop accordingly. We have 179 beginners in vibe coding. This is the survey that, this is the question that I put in the registration form. Okay. So that you can take the workshop accordingly. 75 people are intermediate in vibe coding and 7 people are experienced. So it's like mix of all, but we do have beginners and intermediate people in vibe coding mostly. So the flow that we can have for this workshop is like telling what is vibe coding and what are the tools that Google has in place for vibe coding and how they can start starting from the very beginning. And maybe at the end of the workshop we could have a project, a vibe coded project, so that everyone can make a post on LinkedIn about it, tagging you and Google for developers, right? That will make the workshop quite successful. And yeah, anything in between, like we can it would be great if you can let us know what flow you have decided. And it would be great if like people, all the attendees that are there in this workshop can follow along. So if the pace would be quite slow, because like most of them are beginners, if they wanted to ask any doubts they can ask on the place. So that would be really great, I believe. So
Yeah, sure.
wonderful. And okay, hi Prerna, happy to be here. Thank you so much. And Prerna is joining from Maharashtra. Everyone, it would be great if you can switch on your camera uh, to make the workshop interactive. Otherwise, uh, I feel that I'm talking to boats. Okay, nice. Hi Devanshi, thank you so much for switching on the camera. Nice to have you here with us. Wonderful. And in the meantime, let me share with them the link to redeem cloud credits, Vijraj. It would be great, right? So that they can redeem the $5 cloud credits.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll share it. So everyone, I've shared the steps in the chat section on how you can redeem the $5 credits. It's one-time redeemable link. You can follow along, and if you have any confusion or facing any issues, then we have with us Vrijraj. He would be there to solve it. You can just share your screen. If you have any confusions or issues, then we can solve it right away. Okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone, please redeem the links. If you are able to follow all the steps and got the credits, then please let us know in the chat section that done, redeemed, got it, or something, any kind of word or phrases you want to share. That will help us understand that finally you've got the credits. Then we can start the workshop. Okay. Then the stage would be all Vishraj's starting from his journey, and then we can kick off the workshop. Okay, in the meantime, Rujraj, everyone is claiming let's start the workshop because it's already 6:01. So hello and welcome everyone to this wonderful vibe coding workshop. And here with us we have Mr. Vijraj Singh. He's a Google developer expert in ML, Firebase, web technology, specifically Gen AI, and he's also head of DevRel at Lamatic AI. So, hi Vishraj, hello and welcome to this workshop. We would love to know more about you, your experiences, your journey, like specifically from students to now as a GDE. That would really inspire all the students. Then we can kick off the workshop.
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I guess my screen is visible. Okay,
Yes, it's visible.
so yeah, so hi everyone. So this is this is my first time in your community, and thank you, Manik, for the quick introductions. And so I'll try to make the session more interactive. So let me talk about myself. So my name is Vrijraj. I'm a Google developer expert for cloud, Firebase, and AI. And also I'm a Google Developer Advisory Board member for Google. It's a GDEP member. And professionally, I lead the developer relations team at Nematic.ai. Also, I'm a CEO for TechFirmament and Stepwig. So you can feel free to connect with me over my social media. You can go to website vijraj.xyz, or you can go to my Twitter as Vrijraj. And apart from those things, so I used to travel. Yesterday, I was in Hong Kong, and so I used to keep traveling, multiple continents and the countries. Last year, I was in Antarctica. I'm certified scuba instructor. I also doing commercial pilot training from Singapore Airlines. So this is, apart from professional life I'm doing. And it's time for the quick sessions and the workshop. Like, we will create some cool applications with the help of vibe coding as a concept. And here we will use Google anti-gravity. So so this will be the topic, like what is vibe coding, how we can build a developer experience, how we can build the applications through the vibe coding and the prompt engineering part. So before we begin, like, I would like to ask a few questions. So how many of you are students? You can mention in the chat sections.
Come on, guys, come on, spam it, spam it. This is your time. Fastest fingers round. Okay. Okay, Rishika, congratulations. You shared the first, second year. Wonderful.
Okay. How about if you are working on web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript?
And yeah, one more
Okay.
contest before, sorry, Vrijraj, for interrupting. Those who will switch on the camera throughout, I really admire those people because it is not easy to face the camera, right? So those people would be getting 1 month of Canva premium subscription from Girls Leading Tech site worth 500 rupees. Yeah, I'm observing. Okay. Yeah, please, let's begin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. And do you have any experience with the LLM models like Gemini, ChatGPT, or any third-party models that you are using? Let's say Anthropic model. Okay, that's great. Okay, so let's get started. So in this particular hands-on session in the workshop, first I will talk about the developer experience, like in terms of like the developer point of view, how we can build the applications, what are the challenges we are facing, and then we'll talk about the vibe coding part. And so here I will be covering about Google anti-gravity, how we can build the applications through the anti-gravity, and we'll follow the small code labs, and then we'll create a simple applications. It's more about the the portfolio creations. Like if you have a LinkedIn profile, so you can share the LinkedIn profile through Google anti-gravity, and then we have an agentic browser. So the agentic browser will go to the LinkedIn profile, grab the data, create a JSON file, and then build the interactive resume, or what we can say the portfolio for your the profile. At the end, we'll be having a Q&A, and then you can I will share the resources. You can also check out those resources for building cool applications through anti-gravity and all. So let's get started. So talking about the generative AI ecosystem, right now we are living in a world of AI. So with the help of AI, you can do a lot of things. Like if you have a experience in terms of prompt engineering, the basic idea about the development or the programming languages, you can do a lot of things. Like you just need to understand the capabilities of AI, the large language models, and then you can build the applications. So talking about specifically for the Gemini ecosystem, so Gemini is one of the multimodality ecosystem, the models designed by the Google itself. So with the help of Gemini, you can do a lot of things. Like you can use Gemini for processing some data over text file, audio file, video file, even in the like you can use PDF file, and then you can process the data. So if I talk about specifically for the Gemini ecosystem, so you can use Gemini model for creating some images, text file, audio file, or you can use Gemini for code generations. You can use Gemini for application deployment, or if you're working on DevOps engineering part or maybe the cloud computing, so you can also use Gemini for deployment. Even for the analysis, like if you're more into the data science part, so you can use Gemini for interactive, creating interactive dashboards, filter out the data, and there are multiple the variety of the use cases that you can also follow and build the cool applications with the help of Gemini models. So if I talk about specifically for the Gemini ecosystem, so there are three ways like how we can consume the Gemini models. The first one is more about the consumers. So let's say I'm a non-technical guy. I don't know about the technologies. I'm just an end users. So if I want to consume the Gemini models, I can use Gemini website. You just need to go to the link gemini.google.com, or you can download Gemini application in your mobile devices, and then you can interact with the Gemini models. The second one is more about the developers. So here, let's say if you are a developer, if you are working on the code implementations part, writing some codes, so you can use Gemini APIs, and there is a platform called as Google AI Studio. I hope you have some idea about the Google AI Studio. So you can use Google AI Studio where you can select the models, define the prompt, and then you can do some prompt engineering. You can build the applications. You can generate audio, text, and there are multiple variety of format that you can also generate with the help of Gemini model APIs. The third one is more about the enterprises and startups, or what we can say the the large scale companies, where they have a there will be a multiple the parameters in terms of the customizations, privacy. There will be a multiple the segment called as RAG implementations. Then they can use Google Cloud Platform. So inside GCP, there is a service called as Vertex AI. Inside Vertex AI, they can select the models, and then they can work on the Gemini implementations. Even they can use the RAG implementations, Corpus. There are multiple services inside the Vertex AI. Then you can use those things for the customizations and privacy and part. So if I talk about specifically for the developers part, like the second segments, because we all are the developers. So here you can use Gemini models in a three ways. Either you can go with the Google Cloud platform. Inside the Google Cloud platform, there is a service called as Google Vertex AI. So inside Google Vertex AI, you can select the models and follow the documentations and implement the Gemini APIs directly into your product or the code base part. The second more the functionality is more about the Google AI Studio. So it's a the browser based IDE, or what we can say the browser based tool where you can consume the Gemini APIs. The third one is Firebase GenKit. So it's a full stack developer, the framework. So if you are creating an XJS application, Nuxt applications, or the Angular applications, where you want to integrate generative AI functionalities, where you want to use let's say Gemini models, Anthropic models, or maybe third-party models like Midstrial, Hugging Face, you can use Firebase GenKit. So it's a full stack, open source framework. So with the help of Firebase GenKit, you can also build, the cool applications. So if I talk about, specifically for the Google AI Studio, I hope you know about this platform because this is too much popular in India, specifically for, interactive, what we can say, if you want to, edit your videos or, images like with sari, red color sari, things. So you can use Gemini Nano Banana. So it's a, the browser based tool where you can consume, the Gemini APIs. You can select the Gemini model version, like if you're using Gemini 3, 3.1, or maybe 2.5. Select the models. There is a categories, like if you want to, select the, if you want to generate images, then you can use Imagine, Nano Banana models, or do we have, Lyra model for the music generations. So there are multiple, the models are available inside the Gemini APIs. So you just need to go to the documentation, select the models, and understand the capabilities, and you can start working on the prompt engineering part. So this is just a basic interface. If you go to the Google AI Studio, on a right side, you will see the options for the model selections. So here you can select the models, like if you're using Gemini 2 or if you're using Gemini 2.5, you can select the models. You can define the temperature. Temperature is more about if you want more creative response, then you can increase the temperature. And then you can also define the music media resolutions. Like if you are generating images, then you can define the media resolutions like 1:1 ratio, or 9:16, 16:9. So you can define those things. And also we do have a thinking capability. So if you're using Gemini, two more than Gemini 2.5 or 2 or 3, so you can enable the thinking capabilities. Like the model will think first, and then it will give the response based on the thinking capabilities. You can also define the budget. You can also use tooling capabilities, like if you want more structured response through the AI, so you can also use the structure output. So where you can define the functions and you can define the structure as a JSON prompt, and then you can get the data in a structure format. If you want to generate or execute the code generation part, you can also use those things. So this is just additional functionalities as a developer point of view, where you can control the models. Control in terms of, like, if you want more structured data, if you want some, if you want your AI or generative AI or the Gemini can perform the actions, let's say book an appointment or get the data from your database, then you can use this kind of functionalities like functions calling and grounding for the verifications. URL context is more about you share the URL, and then you can get the informations. So this is just a basic idea. So if you're using the Google AI Studio, you will get the button on a right top side, get code. So once you click on the get code part, so you will select the language. Like if you're working on Python, Golang, Node.js, or if you're using on Flutter, so you can select the respective platform and the languages, and then you can follow the documentations. So this is just a basic idea. Like if you are using the Node.js or the TypeScript or the JavaScript part, so first we need to import the library for the Google Generative AI part. So this is, we have imported the library, and then we need to define the instance. So here you can get the API key from the Google AI Studio. It's a simple interface where there is a button, get an API key. You can provide the API key here. And then we need to call the functions like ai.model.generate content. Here inside you can select the models. So you can get the model name from AI Studio, and then you can provide the prompt. So prompt can be anything, like it can be a string, it can be a, the variable. So you can pass the variables and then you can get the data. So this is just a pseudocode, but with the help of like 10 to 15 lines of code, and you can inject into your, the respective languages, you can enable the generative AI capabilities in your product or the code base that you are working on it. And this is very, the cool things. And with the help of these, the capabilities, you can, enable AI, ecosystem more fast. And even you can do a lot of automation kind of things, because there is a concept called as functions calling, RAG implementations, and now we have a concept called as MCP. So you can also use these capabilities into your generative AI, and then can build cool applications. So talking about, if you are a beginner, like you don't have any idea about like how we can use these code, these, the SDK, or what we can say, the generative AI libraries into your native code base, or if you have a product. So I have created a multiple code labs. You can go to the link stepvic.com. There are multiple code labs. Like if you are creating a generative AI agents, like agent is a new terminology right now in the market, because everyone is talking about the agentic AI ecosystem. So agents is more about like, if you create an agent to solve a, one single task. So you can define the AI solutions that can be considered as an agent. So there are multiple code labs. You can explore the code labs, follow the code labs, and build some cool applications with the help of generative AI capabilities. So So with the help of these AI ecosystem, like the Gemini ecosystem, Google AI Studio, so you can build very cool applications. You just need to focus on the prompt engineering part, applied some prompt engineering, focus on the developer documentations, how we can integrate Gemini into your native code base or the product, and then you can build the applications. And trust me, most of the startups right now in the India, or not only India, because I'm live in Singapore, so most of the the corporate industries are integrating these generative AI capabilities, and they are raising a lot of funds, because at the end, paisa important, right? So you can get the funds, you can raise the a lot of investment opportunities through these generative AI capabilities. And not only about the funds, but you can automate those things, because at the end we need to focus on the turnaround time. So if you can solve the problems which will take, let's say 2x time, or maybe less than 2x time, then you can, this can be considered as a potential solutions. So let's say I have some idea about, one product, and, the product can be anything, let's say travel itinerary planner, or maybe travel commute planner. So let's say in a traditional way, if you have some idea, so there will be a lot of confusion. So confusion in terms of like how we can get started. What will be the technical stack? Let's say if you're creating a mobile applications, or if you're creating a web applications, so what will be the database? What will be the backend languages? What will be the front end, the libraries you can use? Like if you're focusing on front end libraries, like we have React, Vue, or Angular, or even we have a UI libraries called as Tailwind. There are multiple third-party libraries that you can also use. So there will be a lot of confusion in terms of technical stack, how we can get started, the architectures, and all multiple things. And trust me, if you want to create a scalable applications, like if I want to create applications where we have, let's say, more than thousands of concurrent user, and if you want to make this kind of secure scalable applications, you need a the professional like developer experience, and where you can have a consultant, where you can have a developers who can guide you in terms of the best practices. Because right now, if you go to the chat GPT, or if you go to the any third party applications, the LLM, if you share the context, the AI can give you the code base, but AI will not understand the complete context about your code base. So it can give you some messy code, and when you inject the messy code, it may get some error, right? So but right now there are multiple LLMs. So you can use Claude, you can use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT. There are multiple LLM models are available at the market, and but these models are does not understand the complete context. Because if you provide the more context, like what type of problem, what type of the solutions you wanted to build, what will be the existing the architecture of your website, or the code base, or what we can say the dependency, the services, so that it can give you the some relevant response, right? So if you directly go to the LLM and give the context and get the code and implement the code directly into your product, you might get some errors. And this is the current challenges we all are facing in terms of developer point of view, because we cannot provide the complete context, because we have a limit in terms of token, because these LLM work on the token, and we have to focus on the budget as well as, right? So this is the journey for the developers. Like, they can get the code from the AI, they can also get the architecture, they can also get the best practices. But whenever we are working on the implementation part, like the proper context and accurate response, this is the main challenging task for the developers, where we can how we can solve those problems. And also we need a AI assistant in terms of, like, if you're working on let's say one code base, where we have, let's say, index.js file or maybe app.ts file. So you write some functions, and also we need the AI assistant which can help us for focus on the testing, or which can focus on the use cases part, right? Because sometime, like, your functions can work with, let's say, 10 use cases, but if you provide more than 30 use cases, the AI, the functions will not work, right? So these assistant can help us in terms of, like, writing a best practices, making more scalable secure logic, and even for the documentations part, right? And so how we can improve these kind of developer experience. So with the help of these the problem statement, so Google come with the three simple steps, like in terms of vibe coding. So vibe coding is just the terminology defined by the n3. It's just if you know YC, so there is a person n3. So this introduces this terminology called as vibe coding. So if you know LLM, if you know prompt engineering, you can also build the applications. But before building applications, you need to focus on the context, like what type of problem you are solving. So you can provide these contexts. So if you're working on the vibe coding part, so you can focus on the three steps. The first step is more about the thinking capabilities, like what type of solutions you are to build. So you can define the problem statement. You can go to the Gemini, you can go to any third party, the LLM, provide the context, like what type of the problem you are solving, what type of solutions you wanted to build, so that AI can understand, and it can create a markdown file for the complete prototyping or the product. The second one is more about the build. So build is more about, like, once you have finalized the prototype, once you have finalized the design, once you have finalized the what we can say, the white paper of your product, then you can go to the vibe coding tools. Like, if I talk about the Google, so we have AI Studio, and then we have Anti-Gravity. And for the design part, we have Stitch. You can go to the Google Stitch, and then you can provide the solutions you wanted to build, and then Google AI Stitch will create a complete UI for your applications. The third one step is for the publish. Like, once your application is ready, then you can go to the deployment part. So here we have a solution called as Google Cloud Run. So you can entirely deploy your solutions over GCP platform. So this is the basic the concept. Like, whenever you are building any solutions through the vibe coding part, first focus on the thinking, like what will be the the feature, key capabilities, white paper of your products, the what we can say, the blueprint. So you can design the blueprint, just go to the Gemini and provide the context, like, I want to create this kind of applications having these kind of features, what will be the types of users, what will be the types of role. So you can provide the context, and then AI, and ask them AI to you create a, let's say, product.md file. So this is the product.md file. This can be considered as a white paper for your product. And then you can provide this white paper, or what we can say, the complete product, the descriptions to the the build tools, like the white builder tools. Like, you can use AI Studio, or you can use Anti-Gravity, right? And then you can design those things. So here I'm going to talk about the Google Anti-Gravity. So how many of you have used Google Anti-Gravity?
You can raise your hands, or yeah, you can raise your hands. Yeah, we are
Okay,
waiting. Yeah, I
that's
guess
great.
we have 4 to 5 people here. Okay, only others are lazy or they haven't used Google Anti-Gravity. It's okay. Now we'll use it. Wonderful.
Okay, so in the meanwhile, like if you want to perform hands-on practices, then you can try you can download the Google anti-gravity in your the local machines. Till that time I can explain the anti-gravity, what will be the features, what are the best practices, how we can build the application issues through the anti-gravity part. So talking about the anti-gravity, because we have a multiple IDs right now in the market, like you can use Cursor, you can also use Cloud Code. There are multiple IDs which have the agentic capabilities. But talking about the Google anti-gravity, they have designed this IDE for it's a what we can say, the agent first, the ID. So whenever you are working on the development part, so agent is just a simple terminology where you can solve the problems, right, with the help of the AI, right? So it's an agent first ID where you can create a agent in terms of, like, you share the instructions. You, let's say, if you're creating a front end applications, then you can execute two, four or five agents. And then first agent is go for the documentation, second agent is for go for the development part, the third agent will go for the testing, the final agent will go for the deployment part. So you can define these kind of agent as a role and responsibilities, and then you can implement those functionalities with the help of the anti-gravity. So, and talking about the best practices for the anti-gravity, here we have a the feature called as agent manager. So agent manager is a main the what we can say, the console or the window where you can manage the agent. So I'll give you the simple context. Like, if let's say I want to create a food delivery applications. So if you want to create a food delivery kind of applications, then we need to work on multi-step the approach. The first step is for the research agent. The second agent is for the documentation. Third agent is for the product implementations, or what we can say, the blueprint, the things. The, let's say, five agent, fifth agent is for the development part, sixth agent is for the testing, and seventh agent is for the deployment part. So you can create a multiple agents, and you can share the roles and responsibility for these multiple agents, and you can run these agent in a parallel context, or you can run these agent in a sequential format. So this is how you can solve these problems. Yeah, Manik.
Yeah, Vrijraj, just pausing and seeing if everybody's hasn't got overwhelmed with all the information. So everyone, you have downloaded Google Anti-Gravity on your laptop. Please, if you have downloaded, I've shared the link. I am just pinning it as well for your reference. If you have downloaded, just write in the chat section downloaded, and if you're downloading, just write downloading. So at least we have some idea, okay, that we should wait for you so that you can follow all the steps along. And okay. And Vrijraj, after this PPT, will be going hands-on, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, wonderful. It's downloading, downloading. Okay, it's downloading. Okay, we believe that many people have downloaded and some of the people are downloading Google Anti-Gravity. Wonderful. Wonderful. I guess we can wait for 1 minute, Vrijraj. How that sounds?
Yeah, I'm just covering the basic fundamentals for the age, the Google anti-gravity, and then we can jump to the workshop
Hands-on,
part.
yeah, hands-on. I
Yeah,
love hands-on. I guess we all our attendees are also wants to do hands-on. Yeah, we can cover the theory and then we can do hands-on. Yeah,
yeah.
please, Rishash, the stage is all yours.
Yeah. So talking about the agent manager, so here you can see on the left side, you can see the workspace. So workspace is more about the folders, the repositories. So let's say if you are creating a repository for the front end or the back end, so you can import the repository. So you can execute these agent on a multiple repository. Let's say one agent will go to the front end repository, one agent will go to the back end repository, and you can execute those agent in a chat section. So this is the, on a center side, you'll see the chat sections. So you can see the workspace, and then you can interact with the the chat as a chat interface, where this can be considered an agent, and agent will follow the instructions. And there is one more section called as playground. Playground is more about the knowledge base. Like if you are importing third party knowledge, let's say MCP context. Let's say we have if you're using Firebase MCP, if you're using GitHub MCP, you can also use those capabilities. And then we have a conversational sections where you can interact with these agents. So you can share the instructions, like first agent, like your responsibility is for the prompt engineering or maybe the documentation, and write the documentations for existing code base. So the you can run these agents. And then we have an editor view, so which is similar to the VS Code, and you don't need to worry about, if you're using VS Code, it's a similar interface because it's built on the VS Code, interface. So you can see on the left side, you can see the the file structure. You can select the files, and on the right side you can see the chat interface where you can interact with the like multiple into the context, like you can provide prompt engineering and all. And one of the best thing about the anti-gravity, it also comes with the agentic browser. So this is the agentic browsers. Like you can install this, the Chrome extensions, which help us to, do some POC, do some research, grab the data from the internet, and you can also even use this browser capabilities for testing, or you can use the browser capabilities for debugging, or what we can say the responsive website generation part. So it also come with the Chrome extension. So you can download the Google Chrome extensions for anti-gravity, and then you can, create some cool applications. So talking about the concept, like whenever you are working on the vibe coding part with anti-gravity, so first we need to create a rules. So rules is just a basic terminology. So rules is just a, what we can say the best practices. You can define the rules, like let's say what will be the programming structure, what will be the structure in terms of architecture, use services, use, create a REST APIs, use Axios functionalities, use let's say these kind of functionalities. So you can define these kind of rules in terms of technical context. And you can create a rules like in your anti-gravity, like if you go to the right sections of your chat sections, then we have a section called as rules. So you can define the rules. So here you can define a rules in a two format, like you can create a rules for project specific, or you can create a rules for the workspace specific. So workspace, in terms of like, it will work on complete repository. So it's a basic, the simple terminologies. And then we have a agent skills. So agent skills is one of the, right now trending concept where you can define the skills. So skills is just like is a simple, let's say right now you go for, a job platform, right? So you'll see the job descriptions. So job description is more about like, hey, we are looking for a front end developer who have, let's say, more than 2 years of experience, have a expertise in, let's say, React, or maybe Next.js, or maybe Angular application development. So this is the skills. So where you can, provide these kind of, the complete context. Let's say this one agent is skills for the front end development, one agent is skills for the back end development, one agent is skills for the, let's say UI design, one skills for the documentation. So you can define these kind of, the skills where you can also, provide the context, like in terms of architecture, the task, responsibilities. So you can also mention those things. So what I'll, and there is a one more concept called as MCP. So MCP is more about, let's say, sometime AI cannot, get the data from, let's say what we can say the resource repository. So let's say if you're using Next.js, or maybe Nuxt.js, or if you're using GitHub, or if you're using Firebase, so you can directly connect MCP server. So there is a MCP server from Firebase, there is a MCP server from Google Cloud. So you don't need to go to the, the documentation, because sometimes AI can, misuse in terms of they can hallucinate, they can produce some, random content. So if you're using MCP, so you can, get more accurate response. So you can also, connect your MCP server through the IDEs, and then you can, get more accurate response. And we do have a lot of functionality inside the MCP. Like if you want to, push the changes into GitHub repository, collect the data, or if you want to, call some APIs, so you can also perform those functionalities like as actions through the MCP server. So it's time for the code labs. So what I'll do, so I'm sharing a code lab link. So here we will create a simple applications. Like if you have a LinkedIn profile, so you just need to, like we will create a simple, what we can say the portfolio through our LinkedIn profile. So we will use the browser agentic capabilities. Like we will use Google Anti-Gravity. We will use browser extensions. The AI will go to the browser, will open LinkedIn profile, collect the data, create a JSON file, and then we'll create another agent which will create work on the development part, and then we'll create another agent for the deployment part. So we'll implement these kind of the functionalities, and we will use this code labs. So this is more about like linked into the portfolio creations. Like this is the most important things. Like whenever you are a developer, you need to have a at least a portfolio link where you can mention your projects, where you can mention your skills, the experience, the projects that you have created. So you can scan this QR code, or I also share the link, the Google Anti-Gravity. So I'm sharing a link. This is the web interface. So this is the basic code lab platform. So here in this particular code labs, we will create a simple applications, and we need to, this is a prerequisite. You can download Google Anti-Gravity. So I guess like you have already downloaded the Google Anti-Gravity. So let me share my screen. Okay. I guess my screen is visible to you.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so now we'll go to the section number 2. So this is more about the environment setup. So I hope you have already downloaded the Google Anti-Gravity, and you need a personal Gmail account. Do not use your corporate email ID if you have your, the college email ID address. So I would recommend use your Gmail address, and you need a browser where you can, use Chrome browser, because inside the Chrome browser, you can download the Chrome extensions for the Anti-Gravity, right? So this is the simple anti-gravity interface. Yeah. So you can see on the left side, you can see the file, explorer. On the right side, there's the agent view. And when you click on the three dots here, so you can see MCP server and the customizations. So customization is more about like if you want, if you want to define a rule, so you can define these rules on the right side. You can also define the rules for the workspace specific or the global rules, or you can also connect with the MCP server. So if you have an MCP server, so you can also connect these MCP server. And Google is also provided by default these all are the MCP servers. You're like if you want to directly deploy this entire solutions over Firebase, so you can also use Firebase MCP server and just provide the context. Like just deploy this entire web applications into Firebase or maybe the Cloud Run. So these are the available MCP servers. Okay, so the third step is more about the Chrome extension. So you can download the Chrome extension. So here, this is the link. I'm sharing a link here. Yeah, so this is the Chrome extension for Google Anti-Gravity. Yeah, we'll cover those things. Yeah. So so this is the the Chrome extensions. So this is right now I'm using. Yeah, so this is the simple Chrome extensions. With the help of this anti-gravity Chrome extensions, you can, do some research. This is the browser capabilities, like you can execute this browser instance, and then you can use this Chrome extensions for debugging, making responsive website, or it work with the sandbox environment. So you don't need to worry about, the security and all. Okay. So the fourth step is more about like we'll create and initialize the workspace. So let's say you can create a new folder. So if you have created a new folder, let's say I've created a folder called as anti-gravity. So I can open this interface. So you can use open folder. You can, open the folder from here, right?
Okay, so Vijay, we need to like if they don't have a folder, they need to create a folder and open it through anti-gravity, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, have you done till this step? Can you raise hand who have done this till here? Like they have downloaded the anti-gravity, understood everything, and created the folder and opened the folder through anti-gravity. Like we don't want that any one of you fall behind. If you are not getting it, please ask again. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, only listening. Okay, Riti is only listening, but I really recommend you to do it alongside, but it's okay. Kashvi, can you please explain the first step again? Can you elaborate, Kashvi? Okay. Vishraj, can we please explain the first step again?
So first step is more about the introductions, what we will implement in this particular code lab. So we will use our LinkedIn profile, and then agentic browser will go to the LinkedIn profile, collect the data. So this is the prerequisite. You can, already downloaded the, the Google Anti-Gravity, and we will use Anti-Gravity browser Chrome extensions, and make sure you have Google Chrome, the browser, because it will not work with any other third-party browsers.
Okay, wonderful. I guess it's clear. Kashvi saying thank you. Thank you so much, Rishraj, for explaining the step again. And I guess we can continue now.
Okay, so right now we are in step 4. So let's say you can create any folder and open the folder from this anti-gravity, the IDE. So you can see the interface, and you can click on sign in button if you have already, sign in, or you can click on the sign in with your Google account and authenticate your account with your anti-gravity. So just wait. I'll wait for a 3-4 minutes. So you just need to click on the sign in with your, the Google email ID.
Okay, you all can sign in and connect your Google ID. Till now, Rishraj, I guess there was a question from Nandika Gupta. It was like it will be covered later on, or we can take it right now till
We'll
everyone is
cover later
connecting.
because
Okay, cool.
this is the most important thing, right? Because
Okay,
yeah.
okay, wonderful. Okay, Nandika, will Rishraj will be taking your question later on. Okay, okay, cool. Thumbs up. Yes. Wonderful. If any one of you have any kind of questions till now, any doubt, anything, please ask. In the meantime, you all can connect your Google account uh, with your Google Anti-Gravity. Please show again where to log in from Anti-Gravity. Okay, Rishraj, can you show the screen again? Yeah,
Okay, so
top right.
you can let me sign out.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so you will see this button login, right? So you can click on the login, and you will see the sign in with your Google account. So use your Gmail ID. Do not use your corporate email ID, and just authenticate, and then click here, and then you will see. Just a minute.
I just
Yeah, I
love the
need to stop
UI.
this.
That dots, wonderful. And everyone, the contest is still going on. It's like fun contest. Whosoever switched on their camera throughout the workshop will be getting 1 month of Canva premium subscription. If you want to take it, take it. If you want to give to anyone a friend, just let us know. They'll be getting 1 month of premium subscription. And we do have Shaina, Nisa, Anish, Nandika, Nitya, Prerna, Devanshi. Like they're the confident, most confident people of this workshop. Really appreciate it. Okay, and if anyone wants to join, they can still come. And like at the end of this workshop, right at the end of this workshop, I'll be like collecting your emails and will be giving the access right away. Yeah. Uh, Everyone connected their Google account. Please, can you all confirm in the chat section? Connected, you can all write connected so that we know that, okay, we can proceed ahead. Connected, 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 connected. I want to see 74 connected. Okay, because we do have 74 people here. Wonderful. Cool. Let's make this workshop interactive, not boring one. Okay, it's not a lecture, and we don't like Rishabh is not a professor. He's the coolest speaker and GDE in the house. So yeah, let's make it fun. Use the emojis, and yeah, if you have any questions, just raise your hand and speak. We also want to hear from you. Let's not make it a monologue. I guess we can proceed, Rishabh, because a lot of people have connected their Google account. Let's proceed.
Okay. Yeah, so this
Cool.
is the basic interface. You can see on a top side there is a agent manager, so you can manage the agents. So this is the, you can click on the next button, and then this is the chat view. So where you can interact with this, the workspace through this agentic capabilities. So right now we do have only, we don't have any agents. So you can, create, interact with the chatbot. So this can be considered as agents. So, and then on our right side, you can see this kind of chat interface where you can select the models. So if you're using, the third-party models like Claude, Sonnet, Opus, or GPT, or Gemini 3.1 capabilities, or Gemini 3 Flash, so you can select the models. And then we have a plan mode. So plan mode is more about, the capabilities like This is the things like I would recommend, like before working on any prompt engineering part. Like AI first will create a execution implementation strategies, like what will be the changes, how it will implement these kind of functionalities. So you can enable the plan mode, and then you can implement those functionalities. If you have a media file, if you have a screenshot for your design, so you can also provide these kind of design or the architecture. You can mention the files, like if you have a file, you can use at the rate symbol, and then you can mention the files. Workflow, so if you have created a workflow, I'll cover this workflow at the end, and then we can implement those things. And one of the best thing about, you can click on the three dot on the right side. You can see this three dot. Click on three dot, you will see these two options. One is the customization and one is the MCP server. So you can click on the customization button, and then you can see the rules. So this is the rules, like the AI will follow this rule whenever you are working on the prompt engineering or the development part. So you can define the rules. You can define the rules in a two ways. Like you can create a rule, global means like in every project these rule will work, and workspace means it will work on the project specific. Let's say if you are using front end development, so you can define a rule for the front end, the workspace specific. Okay, so we'll go to the code labs here. Right now we are in step number 4. So in this step number 4, we'll create a new folder. So if you have already created a folder, you just need to open the anti-gravity through this particular folder. Okay, and then we will create a rule for our project. So you can click on three dots. So here you can click on the three dot and click on the customizations, and then here we will define the rules. Okay, so we will define a rules. So our rule is for, let's say, portfolio standard.md file. So I'll copy this rule file name. I'll go to the, you can define the global and workspace rule. It's totally up to you. Okay. So here, let's say I'm defining a rule for portfolio standards, and it will create a MD file. And then, this rule, this will be the structure, the UI for the rule implementations. And this is the activation mode. Activation mode is like you can define the rule, like this rule will work on always, like whenever you are interacting with the chatbot. So this rule will consider every time. You can use model decision, like based on the model, the specific. You can also provide the global glob as a context, like let's say if you are interacting with the chat interface to specific file, so you can also define those the capabilities. So right now we are using, the always capabilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vrijraj,
So here,
sorry for interrupting. I have a question. Like most of the people just start anti-gravity and they start building the project or product, whatever they're working on, without specifying the rules. So, what is the benefit of using rules here? And is it necessary to name it portfolio standards? Like, what could be the best conventional naming convention then we could follow?
it's totally up to you. Rules is a good in terms of best practices whenever you're working on a vibe coding part, because you need to provide the context.
Okay, wonderful. And
Because
the
let's say
name,
if you're
yeah,
working
yeah.
in the corporate industry, because they have a standard practices. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And we can name it anything as per the project idea, right?
Hello. Yeah, so you can define multiple rules. Like one rule is for the architecture, one rule is for the best practices. So it's totally, up to you. Like it's a, understanding point of view. So I would recommend use small cases for defining a rules.
Wonderful. And for this workshop, like anyone can work on their specific idea? Is it okay? That would like everyone can make their own project ideas that would come out with diverse projects. What do you think?
Yeah, they can work, but I would recommend like the portfolio is cool things, because every students or the developer, they can have a portfolio website.
Yeah,
So it's
definitely.
a
Cool. Like their own portfolio, but it's like generically
yeah,
portfolio project. Cool. So everyone we're
right.
building our you can build your own portfolio. If you have, it's okay, but you can maybe it's like a makeover kind of thing. You can enhance your portfolio. So yes, let's come back to the workshop.
Yeah. So right now we're in step number 4. So we have created a rule called as portfolio standard.md file. So here you can define the rule context, like you can copy this rule context. So I'm sharing a rule here as well as. So I would recommend use always, like it depend on the context. Like let's say if you are a front end developer and where you have mentioned the rule like use Tailwind CSS, use this component, use this kind of the practices. So you can then you can use global or yeah. Do I need to make the rule? Okay, so you can create a workspace specific rule. It's totally up to you, the global or workspace specific. Workspace rule will work on specific workspace like the repository. The global rule means it will work on any repository. So right now we have created workspace rule.
And we have a
Uh,
question from Soumya and Rithi. Soumya is asking, step 4, can you please ask again where you have clicked? And Rithi, is there any document to follow along?
yeah, so this is the code labs. You can follow the code labs.
Okay, Rithi,
Link.
Vrijraj have shared the link. It contains all the rules. And Soumya is saying, please repeat step 4.
Okay,
One.
so let me close, remove. Okay, so now we will create a rule. So rule is a basic, the concept. So you can click on the three dot in the agent view. So you can click on the three dot, and then we have options called as customizations. And then you can create a rules, right? So it's totally up to you. You can create a global rule or the workspace rule. So like it depends on the problem statement. Let's say if you want to use this rule every time whenever you are working on any project, then you can define the global rule, or you can create a workspace specific rules. So right now you can use anything. So let's say right now we are using global rules, or if you want to create a workspace specific, like I want to use this rule specifically for this particular project, then you can use workspace rule. Okay, and then you can define the name of your rule. So let's say if you can go to the step number 4, then we have a rule name is portfolio standard. So you can click on the workspace and define the rule. The rule name is portfolio standard, and it will create a file. Okay, and this is the activation mode. Activation mode is this rule will always execute whenever you are interacting with the agents. Or then we have a the globe. So globe is specifically, let's say in your code base there is a services, there is a file for API calling, and you want some best practices. So you can define the rules specifically for the API calling part. So you can define the globe in terms of the file path. So let's say if you have a file abc.ts or maybe src folder, so whenever the AI will work on that particular file, the this rule will the consider. So right now we are using always on mode for the the LinkedIn profile the creations part. Okay, and this is the the content for the rule. So you can copy the content and paste it here. So this is the basic rule. Like always use Next.js and Tailwind CSS. Use Firebase hosting for the deployment part. Maintain clean code approach and keep component modular. All images must be descriptive. Alternative tag for the SEO. So this is the simple rule that we have created, and you can save this file. So inside this rule, you can create a multiple rules. Like if you want to create a rules for the documentations, you can define the rules for those things. So there is no specific instructions like the limitations. Like you can create 2 or 3 rules. I would recommend like use the descriptive the approach. Like define the individual rule for problem specific or the feature specific. Okay. So now we'll go to step number 5. We'll create a agent skills. So agent skill is more about the developers. Like think like as a you are a front end developer. You have 2 years of experience. You have 5 years of experience. So you can define those capabilities. So how can I decide the rule my for my projects? Are there any? Yeah, it's just a simple, the prompt. Like you can provide the capabilities, like use this, the key capabilities. Like if you are creating a mobile applications, then you can define the practices like use Expo, use Flutter, use clean code architecture, use this, the architecture for implementing this kind of practice. So this is the, the thinking capabilities that you can apply in terms of, the rules creations part. Okay, so now we'll right now we're in step number 5. So this is more about the skills, the agent skills we will create. So agent skills is more about like think like as an individual person. Let's say I have a front end developer. So I can define a skills for the front end developers, like what will be the responsibility for the front end developer, what we will do, and what will be the outcome from that particular person, right? So you can create a skills. So you can create a skills for your projects. Let's say you can create a skills for front end development. You can create a skills for the back end development, documentations, testing, and there are multiple the capabilities that you can implement. So right now we have dot agent folder. So here you can see the dot agents, and then we have a rules. Now we need to create a the skills. So inside dot agent you can create a new folder. So here I'm here in the agent folders. I'll create a new folder called as skills. So here you can define the skills. So right now I have created a skills for the linkedin extractor.md file. So let me create a new file, linkedin extractor.md file. Okay. So as of now, we have created skills. The skills part is here we can provide the context. So let me copy this entire context and paste it here, and I'll explain it later. Okay, so this is the simple markdown file. Here you can define the skills. Skill in terms of like the roles and responsibilities. So my skills name is LinkedIn Extractor Pro, and this is the descriptions, and you can also define the version. So like this is the descriptions. Like this is the this the LinkedIn Extractor Pro is responsibility to extract the data from the LinkedIn profile, collect the data, let's say textual data, projects, images, and the certification and the batches part. And this is the instructions like how this agent skills will work. Like it will navigate to the link browser features, open the browser features, open the LinkedIn URL. You will provide the LinkedIn URL and log in the LinkedIn the authentications and collect the data. So it will also scroll the data and collect the data. So collect the data in terms of it will also extract the images, the project sections on these all are the multiple sections. And it also collect the data. So you can also collect the data in terms of like the company role and the durations and the descriptions. You can customize this kind of the skills. So there is no hard coded the things. Use your creativity. You can customize the skills. This will be the basic structure whenever you are working on a skills part. First we need to define the name of our skills, and then we have a descriptions. So description is more important because AI will check this will understand like yeah, this agent skill is necessary or not in terms of implementation part. So because if I share the prompt like extract the data from my LinkedIn profile, then if you have a proper description, then AI will pick this particular skills and follow this particular skills and then give some outcome, right? So this is the basic steps like in terms of instruction point of view, and then we have a success criteria. So this skill will create a profile data.json file where we have all the information in terms of company role, duration, and description. It also collect the data from the projects and all. And then you have a success criteria. You can import all the images. Like if you have any images from my LinkedIn profile, then you can create images, and you can also provide the instructions like use Gemini and Nano Banana for creating images, these kind of things. And these all are the the basic strategies. Like this is how you can implement the agent skills. And here you can create multiple skills. There is no hard limit. So if you want to create a skills for the front end development, documentations, create a skills, define the instructions, what will be the key capability, responsibility, and success criteria. But there is no specific, the standard in terms of, the structure. You can customize. Like it's totally depend on the creativity and the customizations, how you can get more accurate response. Because prompt is just like as a, the English language, how you can, interact with the AI, and then you can get more, the context and the response. Okay, so now we will use like this browser extensions. So browser extensions where you can provide the context like hey, use my LinkedIn profile, collect the data, and then create a JSON file where you can put my LinkedIn informations, right? So what I'll do, I'll save it here, and right now we have one rule and one skills. I can create open on agent manager. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vrishraj, I guess Kriti saying, sorry, Riti saying so sorry again, but where to add the new agent? We are rushing through. I like she's a anti-gravity novice and she's not able to cop up. So can you
Okay.
explain? And the TI saying,
Yeah.
will using rules reduce the chances of hallucinations? Also, how can we identify when an agent is hallucinating?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so right now, whenever you are creating a skills, then we have a folder called as .agent. So this is the .agent folder, and then we have a two folder. One is for the rules. So here you can define the rules, and then you can create a new folder called as skills, and here you can create a files like, let's say, front end .md file or maybe abc.md file. So here you can define the skills, and you can get the skills data. Yeah, so you can get the skills data from the code labs. I can also share the content. Just a minute. I don't know why my screen is, yeah. So this is the content. So I let me share the content here as well as you can copy this entire content and paste it inside the skills. You can provide any name of your the skills. It's totally up to you. Okay. So right now we are at step number six. Step number six is more about, how we can execute this entire, the code base IDE. So here we have a agent manager. So you can click on the agent manager. So this is the main agent manager. Here you have already have a workspace called as anti-gravity. It can be any folder, like the folder that you have created. So this is the simple interface. You can, select the models. So right, I would recommend use Gemini 3 Plus, or you can also use Gemini 3 Pro. But there is a limitation in terms of token because we have, it's a free model, right? So there will be a limitations, but I would recommend use Gemini 3. And then you can, provide the context, like you can interact with the agent manager. So this is a simple, you can provide the prompt, like use this, you can copy the prompt. Let me share the prompt here, and you can provide the prompt here. The prompt is use LinkedIn extractor skills. So if you have if you have a LinkedIn skills, so I'm just providing a, exact, the content. Use LinkedIn provider skills. Go to your LinkedIn profile. So you can mention your LinkedIn profile here. Extract my data into a JSON file, right? So I'll go to the LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn profile. I'll copy here. I'll replace the LinkedIn profile here, right? So this is the simple content. Or you can replace with your LinkedIn, the username. So whatever the username you have, you just need to pass the username. That's it, and press enter. That's it, right? So first, right now, the AI will, go to the LinkedIn extractor.md file, and it also create a, implementation docs, and it also open an agentic browser. So this is my, the browser, right? So you just need to allow, yeah, so this agentic browser want to access the LinkedIn, my website. So I allow one. So it will open my LinkedIn profile. So if it is not opening, so you just need to, authenticate your LinkedIn account, and then you can see the browser border. There is a, the blue kind. So that means like I'm not controlling this entire LinkedIn, the browser. So here the agent is controlling it, also scrolling my data from the LinkedIn profile. So you can see like this is the implementation strategies, like the browser, the AI is scrolling the data. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah,
Uh,
it takes
any
some
questions
time.
till now? If you have any kind of questions, you can please ask. We really appreciate the curious ones because is it clear or all clear? Shaina, Prerna, Vidhi, Anish, Nitya, Nisa. Like I can only see you, so for me, you are the only ones here in the workshop, right? But yeah, we have others amazing people also. So you're able to do it till now, or you are understanding the things? At least please say something. I'm a human. I love hearing voices rather than reading a lot of text. Okay, clear, 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 clear. It's clear. Understanding.
And one of the best thing about the agentic browser is like if you like traveling, so if you, let's say, I want to go to Japan, or maybe I want to go to a different country, right? So I also always need to check the airline's website, right? So what you can do, you can create a skills for the agent. Where you can provide the responsibilities like, I have a budget of 25,000 INR, and open the browser, go to the Make My Trip, or maybe go to the Singapore Airlines website, or maybe Japan Airlines website, collect the data. If the website, the cost of the airlines is less than, let's say, 25,000 or the 30,000, then trigger some email. So you can create this kind of automation with the help of agentic capabilities. Yeah, it's scrapping while converting my profile data into JSON file. So you just need to wait for a time. You need to authenticate your the LinkedIn profile.
Wonderful. That's really great, Vrijraj. So the possibilities are immense. We can build anything, right?
Yeah.
And when to identify like which model we should use, because anti-gravity have a lot of GPT models, Gemini models, and Opus 4.6. I guess they haven't included 4.7 till now, right? Because
Yeah.
it was recently released. So when to use which model?
In terms of the capability point of view, like if you have a infinite budget, then you can use latest model, because there is a limitation in terms of token point of view. So that's why I would recommend like use flash model, because they have a you will not get any issues in terms of limitation part. But if you are using latest model, there will be a limitations, because in terms of token point of view.
Wonderful. So, is there any hack, because you are so experienced in the industry, like how to get more tokens for free or like for student purposes? There should be any hack or loophole. So, would love if you could share.
There is no specific hack, but it's more about the prompt engineering part. So you can provide the exact prompt, like do not give me the explanation, just share the exact solutions. So these kind of the prompts that you can try, and then you can work on the cost optimization.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Aruneshwar. Yeah, please ask.
Actually, I am good. Yeah, you said like talking about tokens and anti-gravity, like the three model offers Gemini. I've been using that anti-gravity since 1 month. Actually, I don't know how the tokens are working. Sometimes I write small prompt. It actually reach out my limit within a small prompts, and sometimes go with a long prompt. So actually, I don't know how it works. Like sometimes I go through my model building, it shows like 4 lines, like token it refresh within 6 days or 7 days. Actually I don't understand what they mean. Sometimes it take hours to refresh, or sometimes take days to refresh. Like how the tokens are appearing, like how they setting up.
So for the best practices, that's why I recommend use rules and the agent skills part, so that you can focus on the best practices, because if you don't want to get the issues in terms of the rate limit and all the tokenizations part.
Okay, is there any document published by Google Anti-Gravity, like how their token systems works for small prompts, long prompts, like under the hood, how it's working, and that will really help the people like Aruneshwaram is asking, like sometimes short prompts consume all of his tokens and limits. So in detail, if anyone wants to know about tokenomics, if there is any
Yes.
link. Yeah,
Yeah, surely the link, you can also try this one.
okay, that will help you. And Nisa is asking, the agent is terminating continuously.
I'm not sure. You can retry, because sometime you might get some error just because of the internet glitch.
You can retry Nisa, and if the issue still persists, let us know, and you can share your screen, and then we can dig a bit, debug it. Okay, wonderful. Everyone
Okay.
working fine on your end? A quick check. I believe you aren't sleeping or like doing it. Okay. So can you please tell us in the chat section, is it working, or at least something is happening? Or if
Yes.
nothing is happening, please tell us. We'll make it happen for you.
And make sure you just need to provide the actions like, yeah, allow, yeah, that's it.
Allow. It's very important. Otherwise, we'll just switch the tab and think the agent is working, and when we came back, oh my God, the agent was asking, allow me, and we have to wait. A lot of time is wasted. So, want to say one thing. After this workshop, we want to take this workshop a little bit further. So, those who are interested, it is for those who are interested. If they want to make a project, add feature in it, polish it, then we after 1 week or so, we can have a demo day where we'll invite experts from the industry and you can pitch your idea to them and get real-time feedbacks. I hope you have joined the WhatsApp group, which I've already shared. I'll share the link once again. Join that, and I'll take a poll over there after this workshop. And if you are interested, then we can good to go. Wonderful. It would gonna be amazing. Let's not end this workshop just like we have attended the workshop and we Vrijraj shared a lot of knowledge and insights and our one project is done, then it's okay. Yeah. No, we can like take this to a little step further. You can make it and then pitch it, right? And then can get real-time feedback. That will help you to, think, how to build, how to pitch, how to improve, how to iterate, and maybe if the idea is really worth it, you can launch it as a startup someday. Okay, like think, your thinking should be infinite. Yeah, please, Vrijaj.
Yeah, you just need to wait here till that time the agent is collecting a data.
Okay, the agent is like quite slow. Okay. Uh,
It's not a slow part, but yeah, it also checking with the multiple parameters, so you can see the the thinking capabilities, like it's scrolling vertically for 800 pixels, the vertically as a screen width. So yeah, so it collect all the aspect in terms of like the mobile devices, the desktop devices.
Wonderful. In the meantime, Vrijraj, as the model is working and we have 65 people here, all of them are students and they also need to do internships and jobs. So let's utilize this time. Any tips, any advice that you have? Because you are, it's near about more than 6 to 7 years you are in the industry. Any tips you have for them, how they should prepare? Because nowadays agents are working all the stuff, like what they should do, how they can get the job. Everyone's talking AI will gonna take their job or like people using AI and they are still learning how to use AI. So anything that you want to share to them.
Yeah, so talking about as a student perspective, so I would recommend like there are two things. Like one is the fundamentals, so you can focus on the fundamental part because vibe coding is a cool thing, and with the help of vibe coding, you can build the cool applications. But if you don't have a fundamental understanding in terms of programming, the languages, the architecture, then you cannot make the what we can say the production point of applications. So focus on the fundamental part first, and then use the concept of vibe coding, build some cool applications, build some the microservice applications. So as I live in Singapore, so right now in Singapore, like most of the student they have created the microservice applications. So microservice application is just like they are not creating a very large scale like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram type of application. They're just solving single problem. So single problem in terms of, let's say you have image. So the image size is, let's say, more than 20 MB, and you want to reduce the size of that particular image. So they have created this kind of microsize tool, or converting image. Let's say you have, if you're using iPhone devices, then we have HEIC format, right? So you can transform the image format into a third party the format. So you can create these kind of the solutions. And the third one is strategy is like there are a lot of open source company, there are a lot of open source projects, and try to contribute those open source project. Like this is how you can get the tractions. So let's say we have some open source project, and then if you are contributing in that particular open source project, then company get to know about your profile. Hey, yeah, there is a one person who is actively contributing in our open source repository. He's raising some issues, creating some PR. This is how you can get some tractions, and then you can get some cool the job. So right now this is the market, like you can try in this particular way. And talking about the cool AI things, I guess like there is a the misconception about like AI will take our job, yes or not. So the my answer is yes. Yes, in terms of like there will be a lot of cool the smart automation things, but there will be a lot of new opportunities. because no one want to go for the traditional things, because right now with the help of AI you can do a lot of 10x things. No one want to go for the traditional things, the traditional approach for the development. So you have a lot of opportunities, because I'll give you one example. Think like as a aviation industry, right? So in the aviation industry, we have a aircraft, and inside aircraft there is a system called as autopilot system, right? So as a pilot, our responsibility is to just feed the data, just feed the coordinate. Let's say I'm in Singapore, I want to travel to Ahmedabad, or maybe I want to travel to Pune, or maybe XYZ city. I share the coordinates, and then there is an automated system which will follow the aircraft, like it's an autopilot system, and our responsibility as a pilot to check whether the machine is following in a right direction or not. So in the future there will be a lot of the good opportunities in terms of developer point of view. So there will be a role for supervised engineer, there will be a role for applied AI engineers. So these kind of role is, there will be a lot of jobs in terms of these kind of role, where you have a traditional problem, you have a traditional solutions, you want to automate those things, you want to reduce the turnaround time. So you create some cool solutions, like let's say I have a data in my Google Sheet, you create some automation pipeline. You collect the data from the Google Sheet, create a chat interface rather than going to the Google Sheet and identify the data. So why don't you create extensions where you just need to provide the Google Sheet URL and create a interactive chatbot? No need to click on Control F and find the the data and all. So you can create these kind of things. And even in the market, just focus on the generative AI functionalities, focus on the the keywords like RAG implementations, functions calling, tooling, MCP. So implement those things, and you can be a applied AI engineers. And this is the right now the trending jobs, the profile. Like I guess, like if you go to the YC, if you go to the any third party providers where you can see the job roles, they will find these kind of roles like applied AI engineers. It's your responsibilities, like use the concept of AI and implement some cool applications, implement some the automation pipeline or the best practices and all. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's really amazing, Vrijraj. And I guess the agent has finished, or is it still working?
Yeah, it takes some time. It takes some more
Okay.
than like 10 minutes maximum, because
Okay.
it collects all the data from my LinkedIn profile, because depend on the data you have. If you have more data in your LinkedIn profile, it takes some time.
It'll take more time. Okay, wonderful. I do have some more questions on the behalf of audience, because our audience are like silent people. They are not conversing, interacting. So on the behalf of them, I am asking the questions which will help them. And in the meantime, reality check, like who's like any doubt, any issues, if anyone's facing, or like their model is working. Can you all type, yeah, working, problem facing, or something in the chat section. Tia is asking, with all these vibe coding and IDs, how do we learn our basics and use AI agents consciously and not depend on it for everything? Wonderful questions, Tia.
Yeah, this is
Vishwas.
like this is why, like, there is a terminology called as applied AI engineering. So applied AI engineering, in terms of like, let's say you have understanding about the vibe coding, and you know how to use generative AI solutions, like you know how to use Gemini, you know how to use ChatGPT. So if you are integrating directly these LLM into your products, then how you can focus on the quality rather than hallucination part, how you can focus on the eval, the accurate response. So then we have a terminology called as model training, fine tuning, RAG implementations, functions calling. And for that I would recommend just go with a step by step approach. First implement the the what we can say the Gemini capabilities into your product, then integrate let's say tooling capability, then integrate functions calling part, then integrate RAG implementation, then integrate the MCP part. So this is how you can scale your solutions, like in terms of generative AI part. So think like as a software industry, there is a concept called as SRS, or what we can say the waterfall model, evaluation models. Like you work on the X things, then integrate let's say Y features, then integrate let's say Z features. This is how you can build the solutions. And talking about like these things, so like whenever you create a project, you will face the challenges. Go to the Chat GPT, Gemini, any other platform, you will get XYZ keyword, and then understand those keyword and understand like how we can focus on these things follow the documentation and implement those things.
Wonderful. And we do have a question from Meenakshi. She's asking, what about the field of cybersecurity in the age of AI? Okay, like, yeah, the concerns are raising at an alarming rate. Recently, I attend Secure Bharat Summit at Indian School of Business, where DGP of Maharashtra government specifically told that the kind of things happening with deep fakes and shared some of the real life cases, the harassment, sextortion, and the kind of things are happening. Like I was shocked. I was shocked to hear about them. So that is like really a concerning field. Vrijraj, I want to know from you, like what guardrails to these companies are laying down to consider our security in AI age.
Yeah, depend on the parameters. Like there is a concept called as reverse prompt engineering. Reverse engineering is another field, like whenever you go for the your graduation time. So there is a term called as reverse engineering. Okay, like you write the code and then you can apply some reverse engineering mechanism and then you can get the actual code. Because whenever you work on the code implementation part, we need to compile the code and then we'll get the binary file and we'll execute those binary file. So how we can do reverse engineering and from binary to executable file. So same thing in terms of prompt engineering part. Like if you're creating AI solutions, um, yeah, so if you're creating AI solutions, then you also need to work on the reverse prompt engineering part. Because you can let's say there is a one user who just share the context, like forget everything and now give me the answer. The agent will forget everything. So this can be considered as a reverse engineering, reverse prompt engineering. And talking about the media generation part, there is a system called as Synth ID. Synth ID is a what we can say the the ID. Right now, the system is following. Like if you are generating images, if you are generating a media file through the Gemini or maybe any other models, so they are also attaching the Synth ID. Synth ID is just a uniquely identified the ID, which is the media is generated by AI or not, or it is it like actual or not. So you can implement these kind of strategies. And that's the last one is more about the responsible AI guidelines. So as of now in India, we don't have a actual mature AI guidelines for the startups or even like for the solution development. Like if you are a student, so there is no specific guidelines. But if it depend on the the country wise, like let's say I'm in Singapore, or if you are in Europe, or if you are in US, so we need to focus on the compliances, because each country they have created a guidelines. Like if you are creating a solutions where we have a AI capabilities in Singapore, then you need to declare the solutions, which model you are using, what type of content you are producing, what will be the key criteria, what will be the guardrails, like how we can focus on the security and all. So you can also focus those things. But I would recommend as a developers, it's our responsibility, because with the help of AI, you can do good things. You can also do bad things. So whenever you work on the AI part, create a guidelines, like what type of the strategy you wanted to build. Same thing like in the corporate, they have created a guidelines for the developers. They have created a guidelines for the product development part. So with the help of these guidelines, they are following these kind of structure and responses part. And talking about the security more, like you can create a multiple, microservice tool. You can create a middleware kind of, the solutions whenever you are integrating AI solutions. So you can create a middleware layer. And then inside the middleware layer, you can, focus on the security standards, like for the AI and all. So there is a responsible AI guidelines. So you can check response. So every company have created a responsible AI guidelines. So I would recommend, like you can use any guidelines. So yeah, so this is the responsible AI guidelines. So you can follow the documentations, whatever the solutions you are building in terms of prompt engineering part. Do we need to store the prompt in our database or not? Because let's say if you are creating a interactive chatbot kind of system, so do we really need to store the user query? Because user query can be considered as a confidential. Because for me, let's say I'm asking a questions like create a travel plan from Singapore to Bali for 5 days. So this is really the confidential information. Because if I share this kind of information to the Make My Trip, or maybe if I share these kind of information to the airlines website, they can give me the ads, right? So you need to create these kind of guidelines in our the organization specific and the user specific, and then you can use those things. Yeah, so I need to allow. And there is one more question in terms of hallucination part. So let me share the link.
Okay, Ritika is also asking something researching, and another question: how can the accuracy of agentic AI models be increased and tendency of hallucination be reduced? Hello, hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Let me share my screen.
Okay. We do have two questions from Ritika as well in the chat section.
Okay. So talking about the hallucination part, uh, yeah. So this is more about the eval. Like if you want more accurate response from the the Gemini, or if you want more response from the model that you are using. So these all are the 5 steps that you can use and implement the best practices while using AI ecosystem in your product. The first one is the training. So let's say if you're using Gemini models, if you're using any third-party models, which is open source and which have a license to use for the commercial purpose or non-commercial purpose, so you can use that particular model and train your models based on your data sets. Okay. Or this is very complex things, because the training will take a lots of billions of dollars. So think like, let's say I'm creating my own LLM models, let's say Vrijraj.ai, and if I want to go with the training approach, then I need a billions of dollars. Like the budget would be around, let's say I have a rocket, I want to launch a rocket from India or Earth to Moon. So the cost for that particular rocket or that particular the process, which will be equal to that particular the training part. So training is one of the best things in terms of accuracy, because let's say if you're creating a healthcare solutions, or if you're creating a solutions for the finance industry, then you can go with the training. But make sure you have a budget. If you don't have a budget, then do not go with the training part. Like if you're working with a very large scale company, then you can go with the training part. The fine tuning is more about, like, let's say you have Gemini models, and you have a if you're working on a textile industry, or if you're working on a healthcare industry, so you have a data, and then you can fine tune model based on that particular the data sets. So as of now, let's say there is a one startup who is working on finance, healthcare industry, or maybe problem specific industry. So they can fine tune the models, and they can get more accurate response in terms of hallucination part. The third one is the prompting. So prompting is more about, you can use the types of prompt, like one shot prompt, two shot prompt, template based prompting. So there is a type of prompts, like you can provide the template, you can provide the best practices, you can use negative keywords, negative prompts, and then you can get more accurate response. But you cannot get actual data, because let's say if you're using directly Gemini in your product, and you ask it, okay, what is the top customer from last month, or maybe what will be the sale for my last 3 quarter, you cannot ask this, because these Gemini model, they don't have an access to collect your the data set or the database part. Then there is a terminology called as RAG, retrieval augment generations, where you can implement the RAG ecosystem. Let's say if you have a data in your database, if you have a data in your document repository, if you have a data in your PDF file, you pass the data, vectorize the data, store the vector embedding into the vector database part, and then you can use the augment generation part. So this is a concept, like, let's say if you have your own customer data, if you have your own the document data, so you can use RAG, and you can get more accurate response through the RAG process. The function calling is an approach where you perform some actions, because right now, like if I talk about 2023, The AI is specifically for the one-way information generation part. Like with the help of AI, you can only generate the information. But what if you want to provide the actions? Action in terms of like you want like AI can also perform the actions. Let's say if I say create a appointment with Manik at let's say 10 p.m. IST. Let's say on Google Meet with my calendar. So this is the actions like AI can book the appointment. So how you can perform these kind of actions? So you can use the functions calling part. You can also collect the data from your database. You can also collect the if you have a REST API, you can provide the REST API inside the functions calling part, and you can implement those strategies. So this is how you can focus on the hallucination part, but it depends on the context, like what type of problem you are solving. And right now we have a terminology called as MCP. You can also use MCP. You can create your MCP server for your document repository, and then you can connect with your LLM solutions, and then you can build the proper solutions.
Wonderful. I guess now this part would be very clear. And checking on everyone, do simultaneously check whether your agent is working or stopped working. Like, is it working? Right? Uh, have you finished making the portfolio? And yeah, Vrijraj, let's check it out if your agent has finished. If not, then we do
Yeah,
have some couple of questions as well in the line.
yeah, we can have a questions here.
Okay, so Tia is asking a great question that is like in debate these days. There is a debate whether our education system should integrate AI or not, and whether it will make the students' cognitive thinking go down. What's your take on this? Do you think our current education system is passive, and if we use AI responsibly, it can become active learning? Like Rishraj, I want you to imagine yourself to be in the shoes of a student, maybe second or third year student, and then answer this question considering
Like
all the situation and like noise, like everyone talking, and the kind of fear and the nervousness or anxiety is taking place in mind, then what will be gonna happen to us and to the later future generations.
yeah, so like this is a quite debatable topic, but talking about the other ecosystem, like if I compare with the India with other countries, so last day, I like yesterday, I was in Hong Kong, and there was an institute called as Hong Kong Institute of Technology. So they have a curriculum like for the 2 years they have a fundamental, and then third year they have a concept called as vibe coding and prompt engineering. So this is the curriculum that we can update in terms of university point of view. Similarly, in Singapore, Jakarta, or different country, they are adopting this kind of ecosystem. They are also adding these capabilities. They are also adding these, the courses, how we can, implement and how we can build the solutions. So yeah, this is important, but the fundamental is necessary because whenever you create a solutions, you also need to debug. You also need to recheck whether the solution is accurate or not. So that's why like the fundamental foundations, and then you can jump to the generative AI ecosystem. And trust me, like there are lots of students. They have created a solutions, and they are generating hundreds of dollars in a day.
Wow, like
Just
what were
yeah,
their solutions? Could you share?
just
Maybe any one of the
just
people here can replicate and they can also earn $100 a day.
yeah, just a basic questions like there is a student in Hong Kong, so he has just created because Hong Kong is a part of China, but it's a separate country because China have a different visa system. Hong Kong have a different visa system. So the person have created a system, simple applications with the help of AI because in Hong Kong, like the transportation is too costly. So he just grab all the data from the metro, the informations. Let's say if you are in Delhi, so we have let's say red line, pink line, green line. There are multiple lines. Same with we have different the process. Like let's say if I want to go to airport from let's say North Delhi, so I need to go to the Google and will get the exact informations. Like you can go to the pink line or red line or whatever the line you have, so you can get the optimized solutions. The person have simply created a simple solutions with the help of English language because the language is one of the challenging tasks whenever you are in China or maybe Hong Kong or Macau, because they speak in the Chinese Mandarin language. And even like in the station, metro station, even in when you go for the the signboard, you will see Chinese symbols. You cannot identify like yeah, okay, so I want to go to the airport from the city mainland. So which towards the metro I need to pick. So the person have simply created this kind of solution. They just implemented a RAG ecosystem, and the AI will give the optimal solutions in terms of the resource consuming point of view. Let's say I have a budget, I have a baggage, I have a two bag, I have let's say this amount of budget. The AI will give me the optimal route in terms of the time point of view. Let's say if you have more time, if you have less the bags, then you can take this route or you can take this route, and the AI will give me the the information in a native language. Let's say if you know Singapore language, if you know Bahasa like the Indonesian language, so you can also build these kind of solutions, and the person is generating a revenue.
Wow.
And even like there is a one student who have created a single applications, like whenever you are working on the design part like the Figma. So, like whenever you're creating a SVG file or importing a SVG file into your local devices from the Figma, the size of your SVG will be too much. Then, whenever you're interacting, integrating these SVG file into your web application, then we need to optimize those SVG images. And optimizing SVG images is too much, the complex things, because SVG is just a code. So the person have created SVG optimizer, and he just shared like $100 license for a year, and like there are like more than I guess like thousands of customers who are using this tool for optimizing the SVG file.
Wow. That's really amazing. Maybe I want each one of you to like build something like this. Super cool. And yeah, we can take this. If you are up, we would make this mini sprint with Vrijraj support if he wants to extend his support after this workshop as well. Okay. And maybe you can build and you can demo, and I want to see you ship some damn good products out of it. So Vrijraj, our agent, is it still working?
Yeah, it's still
Okay,
working.
it's in the field, it's in the playground, it's still working. And in the meantime, everyone, are you up or sleeping or like going here and there? Are your agent working? Like, uh, yeah, can you please ask? Can you please write in the chat section? And aren't you getting bored or so if you need like you want to talk something or you want to share something, any of the project you are building or you have built in the past, and you want feedback from Rich Raj? This is the golden opportunity, guys. Nisa, do you want to ask something from sir? Okay, it's okay. Because I remember my good old days when I used to attend these sessions as an attendee, and I was very curious. I don't miss any golden opportunity to connect with speaker. Okay, wonderful. Okay, Meenakshi is getting an error. I am getting unknown failed to fetch error.
Yeah, you can retry because sometime you might get some errors. So yeah, it's a prompt engineering. So
Meenakshi, please retry. And Aruneshwaran is asking, is it possible to reach out? Yeah, you can just reach out to him. Let me share his LinkedIn profile with you all so that you can connect with Vrijraj after this session. And maybe if you have any kind of doubts or something, you can reach out to him. If he is available, then maybe he definitely help you out. Wonderful. I've just shared his LinkedIn profile. And okay, Tia has a follow-up question. Vrijraj, shall I continue with a question?
sure. Yeah.
She's the most one of the most active attendee of our session and pretty curious too. That is like fifth or sixth question she's asking that. I'm really happy. Yeah, keep the curiosity up. Nice. As much her question goes like this: as much as AI useful, I do feel it's declining our thinking capabilities, as seen with social media and how it's affecting our brain chemistry. So, sir, do we stop this? And every generation is being affected by this. If a young kid uses AI, their critical thinking skills might not develop because we learn when we ask questions and find answers. But if it's being provided within a second, I do feel that's dangerous for our overall critical thinking skill. What's your take on this? And please,
It's a
yeah, please don't say sorry. I love being you asking so many questions. Keep up the questions. Keep coming up the questions. Right.
Yeah, AI is a cherry on the cake. Like it's totally up to you if you want to use AI or if you don't want to use AI. So if you're using AI, then you can do 10x thing. If you're not using AI, then you need to follow the traditional things. So it's a cherry on the cake, and like think like as a the newspaper system, because we do have a journalism generation, like the older generation who used to, read the, the news from the newspaper, like the Patrika or something. But we do have applications. So you can also download the application and you can get the news. So it depends on the use cases, like the user preference. Like if you want to use these, the AI capabilities, then you can do 10x things. And talking about the social media, trust me, just a generic questions like, uh, how much percentage of the content in Instagram is AI generated?
Anyone?
Or maybe LinkedIn or
Hello?
Facebook or any Twitter content?
Anyone? Please write your answer in the chat section, and please fill the feedback form. I've shared it right now. It would be really helpful to us for organizing future workshops and sessions. And on the basis of this, the responses that we'll be receiving in this form will be distributing the certificates on your mail itself. Okay?
Any guess, like the percentage of the, the content is AI generated? Or
50%.
let's say Instagram.
50-50. 50-50. Like these days, I'm seeing like there are artificial intelligence AI influencers like garnering millions of views on their account, but it's not real humans.
The content is more than 70%. Like
Oh
you
my God.
might have interacting with some images or maybe media file. The most of the content is produced through the AI ecosystem.
Oh my
Even
God.
the social media influencer, they are using Mid Journey, or there is a 11 Labs. They
Yeah,
are using their own avatar and they are producing the videos, because if we are going for the traditional approach for the recording, it might take more than a day for, follow the script and create a recording and then go for the editing part. So you can also produce those, the information in a very, very fast way. And same with last month, I was in Kazakhstan. There is a one company, one startup, who is working on the media generation part. So yeah, Avatar movie, right? So if you
yeah,
want to create this kind of Avatar movie, so you need to hire the characters, like the
yeah.
actor,
VFX
actress,
artist.
the VFX artists and all. And first we need to focus on the script, and then we need to work on the the VFX part, recording, and the editing part, which may take more than 2 or 3 years to produce this kind of movie. So they have created a simple solutions where you just need to upload the 3D images for the artist, provide the script, and then AI will create a proper movie, what we can say the avatar type of movie, in a day. That's it. So think like, let's say you're reducing like 2 or 3 years of work in a week. That's it.
Wow. Can you share the link of their startup, Vrijraj? If you have
Uh,
their website, would love to check out.
it will not work because we have some issues, like there is a proxy issues in the Kazakhstan, because
VPN?
they have their own instance.
VPN doesn't work?
No.
Okay, it's okay, but
VPN,
yeah.
honestly, like in India, we say VPN, but if you are in out of India, so VPN is completely illegal. You might get some, punish or fine. So I would recommend do not use VPN, because it's a illegal
Is it
things.
a personal experience you're sharing that it's like advised
No,
not to use?
it's a ethics
Okay,
etiquettes. Like
okay, okay, okay,
we,
okay.
you know, I usually, well, when I was in India, I used to use VPN, free, the crack tools. But if you are in outside the India and if you're using these kind of things, you might get some fine or
Why you moved outside like from India? I'm just curious to know if you would like to share.
no, it's just more about the the curiosity. I just want to explore the culture,
Okay.
the different reason, the practices and ethics and
Okay,
a lot
so
of things,
you've been to
ethics and
many
all.
countries, right? In which like the most good culture you found in which country? Your preference.
I like Bali. I usually spend 3 months in every year.
Okay,
Bali
wow.
is good.
Your life is
Indonesia
quite
is,
happening.
yeah, like in Bali, like you will get a lot of what we can say the entrepreneurs or solo entrepreneurs, and you there is a ecosystem called as what we can say the you will get a lot of uh, like what we can say co-working space. So you can easily identify the co-working space and you can start working on those places, and then you can build some cool applications
Okay.
while enjoying the life.
Nice. And we do have some questions from Nisha. She is saying that even after creating a good product using AI, we don't get an achievement of feeling of success that we have built this product because in reality, AI has built that product. So, is it good? Is that bad? Like, what do you want to say on that?
So as of now, AI is good for what we can say the MVP or the feature enhancement. But if you are creating a product from the scratch through the vibe coding part, you cannot capture the global market because we need to focus on the compliances as well as because every country have their own compliances. So let's say if you're creating a healthcare solutions and your customer is from USA, and if you are not following HL7 or HIPAA compliances, you might get fined up to 50,000 US dollars. So that's why like so you can build MVP, you can build quick products, or if you have an existing product, you can improve those things with the help of vibe coding. But always there will be a concept like human in the loop in AI. So there will be a human who will take the decision whether we need to accept or not. So same thing like here in this ID, we are accept getting this button. Do you want to accept? Do you want to reject or not?
Okay. Okay, cool. And she has a follow-up question. I did an internship on biomass prediction, but ended up getting an efficiency around 75%, which is pretty less. So how can we break the ceiling further?
It depends on the exactly infra or architecture you are following in terms of approach. So I cannot give you the exact data like
Uh,
the information because I don't have an understanding about
Nisa,
the solutions.
can you switch on the mic and can share more details?
Yes, sir. It was based on biomass prediction. So we had to use computer vision and based on the image processing, we have to had to predict the biomass content in it.
Mhm.
So we used cyclic transformers and some but ended up getting some 71% of efficiency. So our instructor told us that is pretty less. So yeah, we ended up that internship. So I was just curious, how can we, extend that ceiling further to at least make it above 80, or
I don't
I
know
don't
the
know,
clear
was
picture
around
about
90.
the implementations that you are following for the AI. So, but I guess like you can use rack, you can use functions calling, you can also use fine tuning part. But if I have some clear picture in terms of the implementations, the strategies, and right now the architecture, the code base, then I can give you the exact response.
Okay, cool. I guess the agent finished the work or like still
Yeah,
working?
it's generating images,
Oh
so
my.
it's generating images. Yeah.
Okay, it's too slow. Everyone, like your agent is working, and before like it's going to be 8, and before proceeding, let me share you a form. Let me share the form for the people who switched on their camera throughout. It's going to be 2 hours, so you all can fill the form. I've also noted down your name. Okay, that will give you a Canva Premium subscription. Okay, and we'll also feature you on our official page as being the most active attendee. Shaina, Nisa, Devanshi Arora, Nandika Gupta, Anish Kashyap, Prerna Shinde, Neha Gorke, Prerna Singh, Nitya, Soumya, Vidhi Balana, Tia. Uh, these persons can please fill the form which I've shared and not working. Oh my God, how it could be not working? Just give me a second. Is it? It's
Okay.
working?
So now, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. I'll
yeah.
fix the form.
Yeah, the scrapping part is done. So now we have a data in a JSON file. So this is the data, experience, company, and the projects and the skills we have. So you can, it data will be, based on your LinkedIn profile, and it also collecting, generated images through, the context that we have provided. And this is the main execution strategies the AI is already implemented. So right now we have a data. Okay, and this is the final, the informations, like this is the JSON file and this is the data from the images and all. So now we'll work on the, the implementation part. Like we have a data, and now we'll do the prompt engineering and create a portfolio. So we'll go to the section number 7. So this is more about the portfolio generations. So here you can, provide a prompt. So I'll copy this one, uh, and I can share the prompt here. Okay, so I'll create a new agent. It's totally up to you if you want to, interact with the new agent, or you can use the same context. It's totally up to you. I would recommend like use different, the chat interface. So you can, use the new conversation. So I have a profile.json data. So you can tag this data. Uh, and now initialize the Next.js for applications, use the data to build single page portfolio applications and use dark theme mode. That's it. The AI will, work on the code implementations part. That's it. So this is how, you can follow the best practices. Like don't go directly into the code implementation part. Just focus on the skills and the rules. Use Chrome browser features, and then execute those strategies and build the applications.
Wonderful. Everyone, like, have you followed till this step? Please in the chat section, let us know. Please.
And you just need to, click on the accept, because now AI will create a file in our local machines.
Wonderful. Okay, Pranav is saying yes. Thanks, Pranav. Cool. Maybe in the WhatsApp group, I believe you all are in the WhatsApp group, right? Please share a LinkedIn post tagging Vraj and Google for Developers, Girls Leading Tech. Maybe we can click a group picture after this and share your experience with us, and do share your LinkedIn post with us. We would love to check it out, your project, your experience. And if you want to take part in like a week sprint, then we can also organize it for you. Vraj, are we done, or like still some steps left?
Yeah, it's just for the execution strategies. Now AI is building, exec portfolio. That's it.
Okay, it's building
It
exact
takes
portfolio.
like
Let
60
it build.
minutes.
And in the meantime, can we click a group picture? Cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, everyone, please switch on your camera for a minute, please. Please. Okay, now I insist. It's like group picture time, and I want to see everyone in the frame. I'm like waiting for a minute. Please switch on, like, arrange your background and yourself. I know that a lot of things, arrange your hairs and all, and it's okay. Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you, Swarali. Thank you, Ritika. Thank you, Keshav. Oh, hi, Keshav. How are you? Nice. Thank you, Nandika. It's been a long time, Nandika, and I love your background vibe coding. And I'm missing your that reindeer wala hairband. Yes. Thank you, Palak. Anyone's joining the frame? Yeah, thanks, Tia. Yeah, Tia, you're the most curious one in the chat. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for another 10 second, please. Whosoever wants to come, they can come. And okay, we need to decide the hand gesture for this group picture. What hand gesture? V for vibe coding. Okay, we'll do this. V for or do this or do this. Anything that will work. Okay. V for vibe coding, and one of my hand would be using to click the screenshot. So yeah. And smile. Where's the smile, everyone? Where's the excitement? You should like be happy always. Yeah. Wonderful. DL. V. Where is your V? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining the frame and for joining the workshop. It was lovely to host you. And yeah, don't leave. Okay, complete your project. And now, if you have any questions, we have 8 minutes left. We'll close this workshop at 8. It's good to go, Vrijraj. At 8, we can
Yeah.
close it. Okay. If you have any questions from our amazing speaker Vrijraj about anything, vibe coding AI or anything, you can ask. We'll not go with chat section questions. We'll, like, if anyone wants to switch on their mic and ask one question, you can go ahead. Golden opportunity.
Yeah, I would recommend like just follow this code labs. It takes some time because AI, can take some time to, work on the code implementations.
It's slow, but it's okay. Okay, it's okay, Sanya. No issues. I'm traveling, unable to switch on my camera. It's okay. It's totally okay. You have joined. It means a lot to us. Wonderful. No questions? Okay, if you don't have any questions, I would like to ask from Vrijraj. Vrijraj, from India to traveling a lot of companies, a lot of, sorry, countries, right? Your life is quite happening. So if a student in his college envisioning such a dream life like you are living, so what advice do you have? How they can also travel so many countries and experience the culture and get to be in Bali for 3 months, managing their expenses, living lifestyle, and supporting their parents as well. Because at such a young age, they do have a lot of pressure, internships, jobs, parents. Heart is saying something else, mind is saying something else, friends are saying something else, teachers are saying something else, and in all the workshops and events they attend, the speaker and the people are saying something else. Then what to do, what not to do. There are a lot of confusions going on in the student's mind. So, would you like to clear them out? Would love to hear from you.
I just say single line, just follow your passions. That's it. Yeah, because every human have their, own, the key standards, the parameters, and, the goals. Just follow your passions.
Okay, everyone, follow your passion. I would love to know your passion in the chat section. Share your passion. Is it singing, writing, dancing, traveling, doodling, crocheting, or like whatever, podcasting? My passion is traveling, helping people. I love talking to people. I can talk with you like hours. Wonderful. In the meantime, Prerna, thank you so much. It was insightful. Thank you so much, Prerna, for joining. We'd love to discuss the project further, sir. How can I connect? You can connect with sir using this, scanning this QR code on the screen. Okay,
Yes.
and Vani Sri is asking if I post something new in LinkedIn after building the portfolio, will that be updated? Yeah, yeah. Okay, you can just give
No, it will not update. You need to rerun the AI agents.
cool. You need to rerun the AI agent, Vani, or you can explicitly give the information about the whatever project that you build and tell the agent to add it in your portfolio. And photography, Nisa, photography, wonderful. Do you have any photography page or something? Would love to check it out. This is the time to promote it. Share the link in the chat section. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Any?
you can connect with me over Instagram. Yeah. So this
Cool.
is my Instagram ID. Feel free to connect with me. You will get a lot of, the things in terms of the travel
Agree.
guides. I do have a drone, so I used to, record a lot of, the drone cinematic
Wow.
shots and all. And feel free to connect with me over my website. This is my website, vrijraj.xyz. If you want to know more about the resources, the what we can say, the automation part,
Yeah.
I've written a lot of blogs on the use cases, the code apps. So you can also check out the links, wizard.xyz. So I hope you have learned something new with anti-gravity and agents, skills, rules, and the best practices, how we can, build the applications. And I'm looking forward to you to build some cool applications and build some, amazing use cases and the solutions with the help of AI and anti-gravity.
Wonderful.
And any questions? Yeah, or the
Rishaj,
questions. Yeah.
I want to say one thing. I just loved your presentation. The memes, the visuals that you have used throughout, and this Jack Sparrow running at the end. Oh my God, just love the PPT. It was really amazing. Yeah, TI is also saying, I
Thank you.
agree, I agree. Nice, it was fun. How can we build such kind of PPTs? Just guide us.
No, it's just a skills like storytelling. I used to like storytelling as a concept. So like don't jump directly into the the content, or what we can say, the context. So create some storytelling strategies, like create some problems, share the the best practices, the challenges, and then introduce the solutions. And this is how you can make some interactive the sessions and all.
Wonderful. Nisa is saying thank you so much, sir. It was very insightful and fun to build the project. Now, we would love to see LinkedIn post from everyone. I hope that you all are in the WhatsApp group. If anyone's not in the WhatsApp group, just let me know in the chat and I'll share the link again. And we do like the passion of Tia, Nitya is poetry, Ritika poetry. If you have any like poems or something written, we would love to hear. If Rijraj allowed us.
Yeah,
If
yeah, sure.
yeah, uh, I also love poems. If anyone wants to recite. If not, then it's okay. Uh, but I highly encourage. Nitya, it was like this. The workshop is officially over. If you want to leave, you can. Otherwise, I have some announcement to make in the end. Then we can conclude. Okay. Nitya, really, it was wonderful with both you fantastic people, Vrijraj, and thank you so much, Nitya, for staying till the end. It's been 2 hours, and I'm really, really, really happy to have you all of us joining us from different parts of India. And thank you so much, Nitya, for like switching on your camera, and you're joining from mobile phone. I guess it's really amazing. You're the most one of the most confident person here in the room. And Sanya, I have a question. Okay, Sanya, I have a question. Since I'm a graphic designer, design manually is sometimes hectic. So, how can I use AI agent to reduce my manual work? Any guidance? Google Stitch is there for this purpose, right, Rishraj?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanya, do explore Google Stitch. It's a wonderful product from Google. It will help you in graphic designing. Okay, I'm not in WhatsApp group. You're not in WhatsApp group. Oh my God, how it could be? Let me share you the guide where we have all the group links and forms. Do fill the feedback form. Do join the WhatsApp group where we can take this sprint further. Do follow us on all the platforms of our page so that you can get updates of all the workshops, right? And also share your LinkedIn post. And yeah, I guess everything's covered. All the Canva winners have filled the form which I've shared. If you fill the form, you'll get the access, otherwise not. Okay. Uh, Thank you so much, Vishraj, for coming for and sharing all the insights. It's been 2 hours. You're staying with us, and you shared a lot of insights with that super cool PPT that I've seen. It's the best ever that I've seen till now. I hosted 200 plus sessions, and it was the best PPT. Love it. Have a great day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, bye
Thank you for
bye.
having me. Yeah. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too. Yeah. Now, if any one of you have any kind of questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. Okay, if you don't have any questions, you can start living. And thank you so much, Nisa, for sharing the page of your photography page. I'll follow it and see what kind of photographs you post over there. And as you're from Ladakh, so Ladakh is very beautiful place. Though I haven't been there, but I've heard a lot about it. So I guess the photographs would be really cool. And I'm a nature lover, so I just love being in nature. Cool. Yeah, now the unofficial session starts. If any one of you wants to share about something, what you're building, what you're doing, any questions you want to ask, or just want to connect with each other, you can. It's not like a uh, workshop, just come, attend, and go. Um, I really favor connecting. At least you came here, so try to connect with one or two people. Just follow them on LinkedIn. You can also share your LinkedIn IDs or whatever platform you want to share in the chat section. It's the time to connect with each other, and then we can say bye bye.
There are so many poets are in our session, so
Oh wow, yes, we have so many poets. Would love to hear poetry. If anyone wants to recite.
Tia, Nitya, and Kritika.
Nitya, we don't let you go before you recite some poetry. Yes.
Okay, I have written one.
Wonderful. Yeah. All ears. We are all ears.
Just give me a minute. I have to open it somewhere.
Yes, yes, yes. Please open it and okay. Okay, my PC is heating up. It's been 2.5 hours since I'm recording this workshop. I'll share the recording right after the WhatsApp group if you want to revisit any particular part. Many of my poem have romantic undertones, so I'm not sure whether just recite it. Romantic poetry. I love romantic poetry. So I'm not sure whether I should send it. You can recite it rather than sending it. Okay, now in the meantime, I'll give the Canva Premium access on the responses that I've get on the form. And thank you so much, Ani, Palak, Soumya, Sravali, Spurti, Sonika, Tia, Pranav, Preeti, Shruti, Karina, Nitya, Zulika, DL. What's the meaning of DL? I want to know. Ruchita, Vani, Nandika, Keshav, Nitya, Nisa. It's been lovely hosting you. Okay, you have sent. So who will recite this? If you could, then that would be really great, Tia. It is philosophical. Yeah, I am into philosophy and I love philosophy and psychology. If I wouldn't be doing if I wouldn't be from a tech background, I might be a philosopher or a psychologist reading people's mind. Okay, mic is not working. It's okay, Tia. So Nisa can recite it on your behalf. Wonderful. Cool.
Okay. Uh, can you hear that? Can you hear the wind whisper? Tell me, what does it say? Are you a lone traveler like me, or a man who seeks all the world's offer? Who are you when no one is watching? Are you still the pagan who arrived with nothing, or have you grown to hunger for everything? Tell me, my child, who are you within? What secrets do the wind share with you? What truths does your soul speak? Are you a wanderer with nothing to hold? Or do you yearn for a family to call your own? Wow,
Wow, that was
amazing.
too deep. Amazing, Tia.
Yeah,
Wonderful. That is a nice passion. Keep it up.
that's lovely. Mm.
Full Palak is like clapping, 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 everyone. Nice, nice. Now, Nitya's turn. Vibe coding
Okay.
workshop turned into
Am
a
I
poetry
clearly
session.
audible?
Yes, yes, clearly audible.
So it's a poem I have written on mother.
Wow, mother. Let's go.
Okay. Mother, a personality which cannot be described, whom I never lied. She has solution to all the troubles, don't know how she burst those bubbles. One close to my heart, my life's indispensable part. She knows what's in my heart, kind of telepathy. Shame on those who show apathy. The bond we share is silent, but the love and affection is so violent and pleasant. I never hide anything from you because I get anxious until I don't tell you. Mothers don't need any name, fame, or recognition because we children have always their obligation. Your sacrifice, your love, your care can never be paid. That's how our lifelong comfortable bed is made. Mother can never be replaced. Her superpowers and I don't need any worldly pleasures or ostentatious claps. I just need my mom's soothing lap. My best friend, mentor, teacher, and idol who doesn't need any title. Mom, I'm nothing without you. You are the one who completes me, my life's secret key.
Wow, clapping, 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 clapping. That's really amazing, Nitya. Wow, that's really amazing.
Thank you.
It was a beautiful one. And I'm seeing in the chat section, Tia shared one more. Nice. Who would love to recite on her behalf as her mic is not working? Anyone volunteer? Apart from Nitya and Nisa? Okay. Nope. Nitya and Nisa, have you filled the form of most active attendees? Would love to feature you on our official page. You're the most active ones. You have stayed till the end. Right? Just fill the form and
Yeah, I filled the form.
fill the form. Okay. Just also add your picture so that we can make a cool collage poster. Wonderful. And sir, would love to hear. Okay, hear from you. I'm not a poet. I'm not a poet. Otherwise, I'll share some. But I can recite Tia's poem. Yeah, I love reciting. Let me recite. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Our eyes are heavy, numbed by tears, yet filled with fragile hope. You hold me close, whispering, Everything will be all right. I'll be back soon. I smile to ease your worry, to be strong for you. But deep down, I know I cannot hold you back. Because you belong there, on the front lines, beside your brothers in arms. That is your home, your purpose, and I could never ask you to stay. You kiss my cheek, whisper goodbye, and as you walk out the door, I silently pray you never leave our home. Each day passes consumed by worry, fighting my own little war as I wait for news of you. Your letters arrive like lifelines, ink stained proof that you are still breathing, still fighting. You tell me you are safe, you miss me, love me, and for a moment I can breathe again. I clutch those letters like they are pieces of you, folding and unfolding them, tracing your words with trembling fingers. I hold them close, breathing them in, and as if they still carry your scent, anything to feel near you. They keep me going, whispering promises of your return, and then one day you do come home, but not the way I prayed for, not the way I dreamed. Instead, you return wrapped in a flag, a hero's farewell, adorned with the glory you won. Your name is spoken with honor, your sacrifice etched into history. And that's when I realize I have lost you forever to the motherland you fought for. Now, your letters are all I've my only lifeline, the last echoes of your love. The ink has begun to fade, but I still read them, still wait, still hope that one day somehow you'll walk through that door again, that you'll hold me like you used to, whispering against my skin. I love you more than ever before. This is about our soldiers and how much war affect their loved ones. That's really amazing, Tia. That's so full of emotions. Wow. This is from wife's perspective of the soldier. That is wonderful. Nice, you're a good poet. It's full of emotions, love. It's full of like love, patriotism, grief, sadness, sorrow, but still a hope deep inside the heart of that wife who was for her husband, who just uh, you can say sacrificed his life for his motherland.